But you guys are able to do it in, like, socialize in Farsi as well, but stick to English because this is the content of building. So when I was graduated, I was so depressed, I didn't know what to do. And although I had a job, I didn't like it. And I was always finding a way to immigrate and move. And what happened, everybody was telling me you cannot get a scholarship, like a full funded scholarship on masters. Everyone was telling that. If you want a full scholarship, you have to go get a PhD. And they were right. If you apply to a university, you can never get a full fund on your masters. But I got it. I got a full fund with networking. I didn't apply once. I emailed 300 different people, 300 different professors across US and Canada. And I got 2 offers, a finance in John Hopkins, half full fund. It wasn't like they wouldn't cover everything. And 1 master in engineering, full fund in Concordia. So I decided to go there. And when I came here, I was studying, and after I graduated, I had the same struggle. Like, I was applying, nobody was looking at me. And then I wanted to test something. I said, okay, maybe the problem, because a lot of you have problem with your system, with your career system, and then you have to look at it as an engine. Like, you have to look at all the parts. What's wrong with my resume? What's wrong with my interview? What is wrong with my flow? What's wrong with my story? There are so many things, or interview skills, negotiation skills. You have to look at it as a whole. Then I was doing the same thing, because I'm an engineer. My mind is like breaking down all the problems. So I was looking at it and see what the problem can be. I was talking to all of my friends. I found a friend. He went with Alex. His name was Farzad. And he got a job at GE. He didn't have any experience in Canada. No experience in Canada at all. And he didn't study in Canada. He just landed as a PR 6 months after he was working at GE. I was like, Farzad, how did you do that? I said, easy. I changed my name to Alex. I'm like, I'm going to do the same thing tonight. So I went home. I changed my name to Alex. Next day, I opened my laptop. Oh, my God. Everybody was responding to me. Because before that, I was applying conversion rate. Like, if you're in my community, you know what conversion rate is. So conversion rate with Amir was like maybe less than 5%. I had to submit 100 applications to get 5. With Alex, it went up to 40%. Everybody was responding. I realized, okay, racism is real. Like, we're not supposed to talk about it, especially in Canada. Like, it's easier to talk about this stuff in the US. But it's real. It's happening, and you are being judged on paper. So I learned a big lesson. When you go to Rome, do as Romans do, right? So that was the beginning of me calling myself Alex, and then I became Alex Amir, and that's how I built my career. And then I went on doing networking. Like, all the good jobs that I got, especially in Big 4, PwC, KPMG, I got it through networking. And networking is the way to go, and that's why I'm teaching networking. Because even when I went to PwC, then KPMG, then private contracting, and now I'm doing coaching a lot these days. So the whole path is around networking and how I was able to do that with networking. So then why we started BTE? If I walk too much, let me know. Why we started BTE? It's called Breakthrough Elites, if you're not familiar with that. Because I did a lot of those struggling alone, right? When I was like immigrating and then finding the way. I just told you that the results. I didn't tell you how hard it was for me to find that person. Okay, I realized about Alex, the GE guy, then that guy, then other company, then this company, then general jobs. I worked at general jobs for a little bit. And then sales jobs, commission-based jobs. You hate those jobs. You don't want them. There's so many good companies out there waiting for good talent, especially Iranians, because Iranians are so smart. And so when you learn the whole system, it becomes very easy for you. And I realized a lot of immigrants are struggling alone. And that's why they get stuck in those general jobs, in the low-paid, toxic environment that you don't want to be there. And when we started this Breakthrough Elites, the goal was to help 1,000 people. First of all, first 100, then 1,000. Now we grew past 5,500 members. My next goal is 10,000, and I'm looking at 1 million immigrants. Because it is possible, because our impact is not just direct relationship, it's indirect. A lot of, like the other day I was driving, one person came to me and said, I'm not even a member of your community, but I follow your content, I know your members, they're talking about your stuff, and I got a 180K job. It was amazing. I realized that our impact is not just in people that we know, it's everywhere and it's growing. So because of those, and we have members from so many countries, guys. If you go to our community and you see our map, this is amazing. We have people, we have only 1,300 people from Vancouver, right? 1,300 people, and we had hundreds submissions since 2 days ago that we announced it, because this was so last minute. 100 submissions we had. We couldn't let everybody know here because we didn't have a space, but hopefully we can do it again. If you go to Toronto, it's probably more than twice, 2,800. So we have a lot of population everywhere, 500 in California. So we're expanding. And there's one story behind it, because we built BTE because talented people were struggling alone, and we don't want that. Like I totally believe a lot of immigrants are talented. That's how they get out of the country, right? If you're not talented, you were stuck there. And with the recent happening, I believe that lots of talents has gone. So, and then the career system is broken. Hundreds of applications with no responses, low confidence and feeling stuck. I think some of you can talk about that in your stories. Underpaid and struggling to get interviews. Lack of strong and professional network in Canada. How many of you feel lack of strong professional network in Canada? Yeah, that's real. How many people are here? Like you don't need to raise your hand, but just think about it. How many are you underpaid? How many of you know your worth, right? Because I know this stuff because I was lucky working in HR. Not just I was a networker, getting good jobs and good brands. I'm always about brand. The only reason I went to Sharif University because I was being told, if you get there, you secure your life forever in Iran. But my mind was like to immigrate. So, and then I was told, okay, if you immigrate, any university you apply, they get you admission. That's not right, by the way. But yeah, so, and then how many people are applying online and not getting interviews, right? I think this is a story of all of you. You apply online, you hope for the best, nothing happens. And that's exactly what I teach you in HR. I show you the back end, right? Even if you're a member of my free community, you learn this stuff. You don't have to pay for this stuff. You pay for the coaching. Like people who come to my mastermind, they come for the accountability. They want somebody behind them all the time. Like we're 24/7, we never stop. Like ever since we started in September, we never missed a week. Every week we have coaching calls. Every single week we have coaching calls. And that's how we're impacting lives. And yeah, like you don't have a strong network in Canada because I always say, you build your network. Like network is not something that's handed down to you. A lot of people think, oh my God, I don't have a network, I don't have ashna like you. It's not about ashna, you make your ashna. In Iran, you're supposed to know someone because networking doesn't work the way it works here. But here, it's a science. Networking is a science. You need to learn it. And we have a formula for transformation. We teach you networking. We help you build invaluable connections, like connections that change your life forever. We help you with personal branding. A lot of people come to me, I look at the resume or headline, like there's no story, it's so confusing. And you tell, this guy is confused, I don't want him in my team. I don't want you in my company, you're confusing other people as well. Because if you hang out with one confused person, you might as well get confused, right? So you have to have that clarity, and we teach you that, because once you get that clarity, you can build that personal brand. And also, you learn interview skills, mastering the hiring process. That's very important. That's something we focus today. Today we're talking about like interview. That's how pitch competition created in the first place. And then HR knowledge. You need to learn HR, guys. When you go to talk to recruiters, the only thing they care is that you're not like another 200 candidates that they talked last month. If you know HR, like how many of you learned HR from me? Right? Like how different your interviews was, like Parisa. How different your interview was with the recruiter after you went through my courses?
100%.
Different, right? Like the recruiter look at you differently. Said, who this guy is? Like how she knows all this stuff. Because that's knowledge, that's secret. And accountability, because even if I teach you everything right now, you go home, you do it 2 days, 3 days, you're excited, you're pumped, boom, energy goes down, you go back to normal. The community, the app we have, the leaderboard we have, it gives you accountability. So you're always on top of it. You always get notification. You always get people winning, so you see them and you feel behind, so you work harder. And this is the total secret here, because if I give you all of these, people can copy all of these from my content. And we have that problem before, like people coming, abusing your system, copying your system, trying to become coach, but they don't have this one. They cannot stay consistent every single week for a year. That's what we give people. We give you one session, Alex Masters, where you practice interviews, and these people who speak today, they come out of those sessions. Mo has a good story to tell you. He wasn't able to speak one word English when he came to our community. And now, listen to his story today. And yeah, and you will stay on top of everything. The accountability piece of our community is very important because we grow as a team. And this is something that you cannot replicate. It's all about energy. And careers change when people stop guessing and start following a system. We give you a system. You just repeat the system. And through this system, you get on a momentum. Energy changes. You get on an energy cycle. When your energy goes up, everything changes. Everything changes when you start following that system in our community. So these are real. Like these are real stories. We have interviewed all these people. Mariam went to 350K. She was a VP IT. We had Kayvon went to 200. He was laid off for a few years. He almost went back to Iran and then came back and then he got 200 job. He's very happy right now. Multiple people, 135K, from 70K, 80K, Ramin, Yasamin, many others. We have many examples. We have one person got a job at United Nations. We have the interview, but we are waiting for the last signature, the background check, so she wanted me to hold off to that. But we have one person got to United Nations. Can you believe that? That was her dream job. Like when she came to me and said, I want to go to United Nations. I was like, okay, hold off. Let's get here first, and then from there we go to United Nations. Probably 1 year. She got that in 3 months. She was so ecstatic in the interview. You have to watch that interview. It's amazing. So why pitch competition matters? Communication creates opportunity. You need to learn how to communicate. It's very important. A lot of people, I realize they don't know the communication basics, like even basics. And you learn it today. Develop better interviews skills. It's all about communication. You learn communication, you do better at interviews. Improve networking and leadership abilities. When you learn how to talk better, communicate better, you can become leaders, right? Because leaders are about how you communicate with people. How you get a problem, solve it, delegate it, communicate it, and that's, when you delegate good, you become a leader, right? It's all about delegation. And delegation comes from communication. And then you boost your confidence and presence, and then next time there's an event, you feel good about it. Because you're confident, you can go there and make impact. But if you're shy, you stop going to events, and then you go to your own isolation, and then you become depressed after a while. That's why we have the community. You have to show up. Like you cannot not show up. Like we ask people to turn on their cameras if they come to your events. And they have to come to our events every week. If they don't, then we'll go after them. This is the accountability we have. So today's challenge, self-reflection, I want you to think about this today, because today's speakers are answering these questions in their stories. Am I where I truly want to be in my career? Like, think about it right now. What specific factors are holding me back? How many of you know what is your problem right now? You guys know. How many don't know your problem? How many don't know that you don't know? That's the most dangerous problem. Because if we know what we don't know, we go learn it. But when we don't know what we don't know, that's the secret of my coaching. A lot of people come to my class and say, oh my God, I've never heard of these terms. What are you talking about? You're talking about great profiles, right? I don't know what great profile is. How many of you know great profile, by the way? I think only the mastermind members. Yeah, like you need to learn HR. When you're approaching jobs, you need to learn about compensation plans. You need to learn about great profiles, positioning, how we create positions, how positions are created, how offers are negotiated. So these are all very important fundamentals. And then what fundamental change need to happen for my growth? Very important. If you don't know, because even us in the coaching, like people know, like when I started this, I wasn't a coach before. Like I help people, but if you help people, it doesn't mean anything. You have to have a system. And when I started helping people through a system, I realized I'm learning every day, I'm improving every day. I'm taking other coaches' classes. I'm going to masterminds. I'm doing this every day so I can become a better coach. And we're all learning. So today, I don't want to like talk for hours because it's all about collaboration today. We have speakers, they give a speech, they get evaluated, and then we do a task. And then we do it a few times. All of these tasks are related to each other, and you will know at the end, right? This is the gamification we always have in our community, especially in our community. So each speaker has 5 to 7 minutes for their pitch. If you don't know what the pitch is, the idea comes from the elevator pitch. Like pitch is like a piece of information you give about yourself. So how do you present yourself? That's a pitch. But the idea is when you get stuck, imagine you get stuck in an elevator with a CEO. You have 1 minute to introduce yourself. What would you say? That's called elevator pitch. So we use the same idea. We have pitch competition here, and pitch competition happens in the MBA schools as well. If you got MBA, you know. So we do have a pitch competition in our community. Last one, Mo became number 1. Pitch competition, last one. You don't remember? Last one. He's so into his speech right now, he forgot everything. You want to win, right? You want to win today?
I didn't get to revise that one, so that's why I did.
Okay. You get it today?
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. Audience participation and voting will determine winners. So you guys, I want you guys to evaluate based on the storytelling, clarity, energy, audience engagement, how they engage you, and actionable takeaway. Like what do you take away from that story? So you evaluate them based on that, and then you pick 1 out of 5. At the end, you write it down, you put it somewhere, and then we announce it. So if you want to take notes, there are sticky notes over there you can take from the speeches. And if you want to evaluate them, 1 to 5, anything, like I just leave it to you because we have an evaluation process in our community. We teach you how to evaluate because when you learn how to evaluate, you learn how to fix your problems. If you don't know how to evaluate something, you cannot know how to improve it. Right? So this is very important. Understand the storytelling, clarity, energy, audience engagement, and actionable takeaway. So I don't want to make it too complicated. Just think about that. And yeah, your next opportunity starts now. Tonight, in just a few hours, you will make more meaningful connections than some people make in 6 months. I guarantee that. Because in general, when you go to a networking event, you leave with a few business cards, right? And nothing happens. But tonight, you live with a system and a community that can truly change your career. And our community has truly changing lives. And it's very important. And this is what I'm proud of. This is what I wake up every morning. I try to do more, be better. Because we're actually, it's not a slogan or a gimmick or something that, oh, another person said, we chill, love, we chill. No, we're not about resume or LinkedIn. Those are too simple, right? Go pay $500 somebody, they teach you resume. Not the way we do. We teach you foundation. A lot of our members getting jobs now become also coach in resume writing. And I'm proud of it. I like it. That's the way to go. They have to do that. So, yeah. So let's get to it. You have voting tickets, which I forgot to bring. So you can use those sticky notes. And storytelling, clarity of message. If you want to take a picture of this, do that. Clarity of the message, energy, audience, actionable takeaway. And then you also, during the task that you do, we're gonna do one speech now, and then we're gonna do the task. You will collect points with those tasks that you do. And at the end, 2 people will win the Starbucks gift card. And I'll tell you the Starbucks gift card story at the end, why we give Starbucks gift cards. And then everyone gets a certificate of attendance. We have certifications right there from Breakthrough Elites. At the end, everybody here will get a certificate. So without further ado, who wants to give their first speech? Ava, Mo? Okay, give it up for Mo.